afternoon and welcome. My name is Sandra. My channel is called Sussex Sandra and welcome. How are you all doing? Are you all doing all right? Yeah? You sure? Yeah? Yeah? I'm just checking in with you. Okay, I'm glad you're doing all right. And for those of you who aren't doing so great, things will get better. All right? They will get better. Honestly, they will. Okay, so what are we doing today? So today I am going to be making two videos. Well, that's the aim, to do at least two videos today. I haven't been on camera for a couple of weeks. Just one of those things. My last video should have been my BoxyCharm by Ipsy December unboxings, and I did actually make the video. I filmed it and I was actually in the process of editing it, and then the last bit of it, for some reason, literally the ending of the video, sort of like the last bit of the video where I'm rounding products up and everything, I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it on my camera. Don't know where it's gone. And because I couldn't find it, I was like, oh, sod it. And I didn't bother to upload the video. I was just like, oh, sod it. Just leave it. And that was it. So I didn't do my December videos, and I haven't done any videos for like 2 weeks. So I am going to be starting off February with, I already did yesterday, uploaded my choices for my Ipsy icon box for February and my Ipsy BoxyCharm for February. So I did those videos. Those weren't on camera, they were just voiceovers. Today I'm going to be doing two videos. The first one is going to be a QVCUK product which I purchased last week. That's arrived, so I'm going to be doing that video today. And the second video will be announcing my giveaway for January. So I did have a giveaway in January. It did end 31st, so I'll be picking the winner and announcing the winner today. So those are the two videos I aim to do today, and if I have the energy I might start doing my January Ipsy boxes as well. So let's start with the QVC. Alright, so QVC, how would you describe them? They're a TV channel. You've got it here in the UK. I think there's a couple of QVCs in Europe as well, but it definitely all started in America, because America is the country that does commercialism at the best level. Right, so QVC is a channel where you can buy products. So it's just an online shopping channel. That's literally what it is. It's a TV shopping channel. And what they do, they sell products at usually reduced prices compared to buying it on the high street, in shopping mall, online. What I tend to buy from QVC are when I buy from QVC, it's when they feature what they call a today's special value, or a TSV, and that is a product they will be featuring for 24 hours at a much reduced price. So you can't find that product anywhere else cheaper. Not normally. It's usually the cheapest you can get it on that QVC at that time for that 24-hour period. So last weekend they had a makeup collection, and I do like to pick up makeup collections from QVC, from a brand that they have on quite a lot called Doll 10 Cosmetics. I have purchased sort of TSVs from Doll 10 before, and I've usually ended up sending it back, basically because the colour range hasn't been dark enough, deep enough to meet my needs. All the products have just not been of the quality where I could say, right, okay, let me keep the range. So this time they had a makeup collection, and they've introduced some darker shades. So they usually had a shade they called dark, I think it was, and when I got it, it was very pale. It did not match the colouring of the person they showed on the channel, not at all, and you never saw them applying the makeup on the person of the deeper skin tone. So that's why I always took the risk and bought the product just to try, and usually when I got it home it was like, no, not at all. But they have introduced some deeper shades now. So they have, I think before they only had like 5 or 6 shades, but now they've got a lot more. Let me just go through the shades they've got now. So they have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shades now. Whereas before that, I think they had about 5 or 6 shades. And they've got 2 dark shades now. So the 2 dark shades they've got are Deep Rich and Rich. Now, I was concerned because I was looking at the colours on the screen. On the screen, the shade, I will put a picture of these on the thing so you'll see for yourself. The shade range Rich looked to be the darkest shade, but when you look at the name, you'd think that the shade Deep Rich would be the deepest, wouldn't you? So again, I just wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. So I think I can't remember which shade I purchased, but we'll open up the box and see. I'm just taking a picture, screenshot, so I can put these on the video later on. Right, so going by this, I'm hoping that I purchased the shade Rich, which according to this should be the deepest shade and hopefully might cover my skin tone. So I'm going to open it up and let's see, and then I can go through the products in the box. So this is what it came like. It came a couple of days ago. I can't remember. They're now selling the collection for £90, which is pretty expensive. The collection consisted of a was it 2 brushes? It consisted of 2 brushes, a foundation and a concealer for £90. And when you think about it, that's actually not bad, because most foundations now, decent quality foundations, are about £30 now, if not more. Brushes, decent quality brushes, a decent quality foundation brush will be about £20. A decent concealer, you're looking at least £15, I would say, for a decent concealer. So I'm just trying to remember how much the TSV was. So the TSV was £44.96, and there was no postage and packaging, so that was the price I paid. And the shade I purchased was, please say it was Rich. It doesn't say on my receipt. It doesn't say on my receipt, so I'm gonna have to open it up and find out. What does it say? Oh. Right, so let's open this up. That's the receipt. I'll need that if I need to send it all back. Right, so let's open this up. Okay, so Dolten Cosmetics, that's what it looks like on the inside. Okay, alright. Okay, let's take it all out. The thing about it, I think the main thing they were saying about it is that it had this product in it called reishi mushrooms. I don't know what was special about the reishi mushrooms. I don't really care. Don't really care. There is stuff on the back here about it, but I can't be bothered to read it. Plus I've got my contact lenses on, so I can't read the small print anyway. Right, I think I got the right shade. Let's have a look. I hope I did. Doesn't really say in the bottle. Yeah, I got the shade Rich. So this is the darkest shade. Looks like it could be a little bit red, but we're going to give it a go. At least it's darker than products they've had before. So that's the foundation. Nice packaging, nice glass bottle, plastic lid. It's a pump as well, so that's good. Then we got a concealer. So for me, when I use concealer, I don't use a concealer just to just conceal sort of blemishes and stuff on my skin. I tend to use concealer as a brightener, so I tend to put it on underneath my eyes after the foundation just to brighten. So, but they've produced their concealer in the shade to match the concealer, the foundation, so they want you to use it as a concealer. So that's the 2 products. And then we've got a brush. So the brush is, this is the foundation brush, so I will be using that. It looks like it's quite a dense brush, so that's good, because I like my foundation brushes to be like kabuki style brushes. Really, really quite dense but soft. Let's have a look. And it's angled. Yep, so this should be fine as a brush. Yeah, this is the kind of brush that would cost about £15 to £20. And then we've got a brush here, which I'm assuming they think to use as a concealer brush. So let's take that out. Okay, it's quite big as a concealer brush, but that's what they're saying to use. So those are the 4 products we've got. So I am going to read a little bit about it, but you know what? I haven't got any skincare on at all. So I washed my face and I haven't done anything to my face at all. And you can see already that it's what I'd call its very natural state. So it's not really or anything. This is like my natural finish. So I'm going to bring you in a bit closer. I am going to put on a little bit of skincare. Well, not a little bit. This is what I do. So my normal thing is to put a toner on or an essence. The essence I've been using at the moment is from Biro. I love Biro as a skincare brand. This is the Tea Time English Breakfast Tea. This is the 2nd bottle that I've got like this. I just love this product. It's just like it just kind of plumps up the skin, but it's not greasy. It kind of hydrates my skin. I like it. And I actually honestly think that it's really good at clearing my skin as well. So literally shake it up, and this is how I put it on. Put it in my hands, and then I just press it into my skin. That's how I do it. And I let that just absorb in for a bit. So I'll do that. Whilst that's absorbing, I'll put on some eye cream. So the eye cream I'm using at the moment is the one I got from the Liberty Beauty, the Liberty London Advent Calendar, and this is the eye cream. I'm pretty certain it was in the Advent Calendar. So I've been using this. This is going to last forever. Honestly, it's so much in it because you don't need a lot, and I literally just that amount, and that'll be enough for near enough both eyes. So yeah, just put that around my eyes. And then I normally just go in with my moisturiser. So whatever moisturiser I'm wearing at the moment. So it depends. If I'm going to be out, if I know I'm going to be out all day, I tend to use the Keys Soul Care moisturiser, which has got the SPF 30 in it. But because I'm inside the house, I haven't been out anywhere at all today. So I'll just do my usual. So I've got the Tatcha water cream, because I tend to use very light moisturisers. So this is one I got from Ipsy, and then I've got the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base as well. So I mix the two because this is supposed to be like a moisturiser and a primer, and I've never really given this a proper chance to work for me. I've always said it was too heavy, so I mix the two now. So I mix this with my moisturiser and call it a day. Literally, yeah, I just call it a day. If I'm gonna just put on a little bit of foundation or a tinted moisturiser, that's what I'll do. This is a new one because I've just finished one, so this is a new one I'm putting on. So a little bit there, that's it. Put that all over my face, and that is it. And that's literally my skin prep. I don't go mad on the whole load of serums and stuff. I do that at night time. I go crazy with my serums. Alright, okay, so there we go. So that's that. Leave that all to absorb. Right, there's a little card that came with the foundation. Oh, we're not going to worry about that. Let's just try this foundation on, because I'm honestly, I'm intrigued to know if this colour is actually going to work for me or not. I don't know. Initial impressions is making me think it might not, but I'm just going to shake it up, put it on. I should say what time it is now. It's 2 o'clock, so it's quite late in the day. Right, so I've just kind of done a pump and a half. The colour is actually, it's near enough there. It might be a little bit dark. It looks like it's got quite a red undertone, but again, I'm just going to try it out and see. Put it on the back of my hand there, and yeah, let's go for it. Let's try. And I'm going to wear it for the rest of the day. Definitely whilst I'm doing the other videos, whilst I'm cooking, and I might come back and sort of just show you how it's performed on my face. It is very warm. The colour is definitely warm on my skin. I think it's one that I'm more inclined to want to wear in the summer. But let me just put it on. You can see it's not a perfect skin match, but our foundation is a perfect skin match. But it's not bad. It's not bad as a colour. It just looks like I've been out in the sun. It's giving me that kind of glow. It's a little bit darker, it's a little bit red. It's just adding some warmth to my skin, which is not a bad thing. But the important thing is it's a shade that I can wear. Whereas before, I couldn't wear the shades they provided. So if I'm bringing you in a bit closer, you can see this is the side that's got it on. It's not too far off, is it? It's not too far off at all when it comes to colouring. The coverage it's giving is light medium. It's definitely not full coverage, so the concealer will be needed. But let me do the other half, and I probably will need to go in and do another pump. If you can hear footsteps in the background, that's Kayla. Kayla's here. She spent the night. You want to come and say hi? Sorry, it's a bit close, but we'll bring you out. Say hi. She's so grown up now. She's 12 years old now, guys. 12 years old? Yeah. Not staying. She's going back to her tablets. You've had lunch, yeah? Yeah. Alright, okay. You're cool. Alright. Oh dear, yeah. Remember that little girl who used to do my DEGUSTABOX videos with me? She's still a cutie though. Just an older cutie. Prefers her own company these days. But at least she's come to visit me and I'm happy about that. Because I was moaning because I hadn't seen her for a couple of weeks. I was like, when are you? I haven't seen you. When are you coming to visit? So her mum brought her over yesterday and she spent the night spending the day. Okay, how is that looking? I do look as if I've been out in the sun, don't I? This is definitely what this foundation is giving me. If you're looking at my face compared to my neck, you can see it's much warmer. Maybe a shade darker? Don't know how you want to describe it, but it's definitely not a colour match. And this is where I would normally go in with a lighter concealer just to sort of brighten up around the centre of my face, and that would kind of just help it a little bit. But we'll be thinking about the coverage. I'm thinking this is a light medium coverage. It feels comfortable. The finish it's a natural finish, isn't it? It's a natural soft matte finish. Would that be a fair description for this? Yeah? Have I blended it properly around the edges? I think I have. The brush is nice to use. Yeah, the brush is nice. I think it's given me definitely a soft matte finish. The colour is just not quite right, but you know what? It's a lot better than they were doing before, so I am not going to complain too much. Don't know whether I'm going to keep it or not though, but we'll see, because it also depends on how this performs later in the day. Is it going to oxidize and get even darker? That's a concern. So I am going to put this on. Where am I going to put this on? I am going to put this on around my eyes, because my eyes does have sort of darker skin, and along my cheeks, along there. That's where the extra coverage is needed. And I'm going to put some around here as well. Around here. You know, that kind of moustache thing us ladies get as we get to a certain age. I'm going to use the brush to do that. So let's blend this in. Okay, so the concealer, it just gives a little bit of extra coverage. I feel like I do need to put a little bit more on. It just gives a little bit of extra coverage, so we've got more of an even base, an even colouring around my face and around my eyes. On my cheeks, because it's usually up here where I've got a bit of hyperpigmentation. So yeah, it's given me just that little bit of extra coverage there. Almost feel like I didn't really need to use a concealer. I could have just gone in with the foundation. But, you know, it's part of the collection. Alright, what do we think? So I would say light, medium finish. It is giving me an even coverage. The colour is good. It's just not a skin match for me. Because if you look at my face and my neck, my neck and my chest is given more, it looks more yellow in comparison to this. This is given much more warmth, red undertones, whereas my neck and my chest are given more of the sort of yellow, sort of olivey kind of undertones underneath there. But you know, if you're not looking down there, put on a scarf, you won't notice the difference. But I do like the finish. It's very comfortable. It's very, very comfortable. It does not feel heavy at all, which is something I know that a lot of people don't like. No one likes to feel like they're wearing heavy makeup anymore. It does feel very comfortable, very, very lightweight. And I like the finish. It's definitely a soft matte finish. So let's have a look at the time. What time is it now? Time now is 2:12. I'm going to see that. So I'll probably come back in about 4 hours or so just to see how the foundation is looking, because by that time I would have done some cooking and I would have done another video, some moving around and stuff. I would have eaten, so we would have seen how that looks. So I'm going to finish up and just do the rest of my makeup. Probably not going to put on too much, or I might put on a bit because I might end up doing an unboxing later on. But I'm going to put some makeup on now, and then yeah, I'll come back with a finished look. Alright, so see you in a bit. Okay guys, so I have finished my makeup. You can see that I've lightened up around the centre of my face just by using a lighter concealer, and that for me, in my opinion, it feels my face looks more balanced now. So even though the foundation itself is sort of darker than my complexion, more warmer than my complexion, I think just by lighting up the centre of my face, so I'll show you what I used. I just used a sort of a banana powder. This one is by, who's this one by? I can't remember who it's by. I don't know. I think it's Real Her, but it's like a banana powder. And then I used just one of my concealers here, an Item Beauty concealer. So that's the kind of colour I normally go for when I'm doing my brightening. So I use that banana powder, set my face underneath that, set the concealer with the powder, left it for a little bit, then brushed it off, and I think that just helps to balance up my face as well, and it also kind of sort of contours and shapes my face a little bit as well. So I think that has helped, but that's just my opinion. But this is the final look, so this is what we got going on here now. So I'm literally just going to leave the foundation, the makeup, for 4 hours or so, and then I'll come back in to see how the foundation has performed. Alright, so here we go, final look. Oh, I might as well tell you the eyeshadow I used. This is a palette I bought around Christmas, and I haven't used it. Keep meaning to buy it, but it was this palette from Revolution Beauty. I can't remember what it was called. There was a couple. This was the True Icon. It wasn't very expensive, but I just liked the colours and I liked the shimmers, because I think from what I've seen, shimmers are coming back in, so I just use those. Just use this whole palette on my face, on my eyes. Looks okay. Lip gloss, because you know I'm always going in with the lip gloss. I've nearly finished this. It's really sad. This is a Pat McGrath lip gloss. I can't see the colour. I think this says, I don't know, deep 4. I think it says deep 4, but I've nearly finished it. So I need to try and buy another one because I do like this colour a lot. And I just got a dark brown lip liner on. The blush I've got on is, let me get you the blush, because you want to know, because you probably want to know everything I've put on. So the blush I'm wearing is, right, this I'm pretty certain I got from a Liberty as well. This is from a brand called Surratt, and I really like this blush, just a great colour. It looks like that. That's the colour. So it looks really bright, but it works really well. In my opinion, on me. So I've got that on. So that's the blush I'm wearing. And mascara is the KVD mascara, which I've had a couple of times now. This is the second bottle of this I'm using. So it's just a really nice tubing mascaras. I'm a big fan of tubing mascaras. They just seem to work really well for me. And then just my normal dark brown brow pencils, one of the many I've got here. So that's the final look. So I will come back in about 4 hours just to see how it's all holding up. Okay? Alright, see you a bit later. Bye! Right, hi and good evening. I'm back just to give my final rundown of this foundation that I've been testing out today from the Doll10 collection. So this is a foundation I got from QVCUK. These are the products. You've got the skin tint, they're calling it a skin tint rather than a foundation, and the Doll Skin Genius Concealer. So here we go, we've got those two products there. So yeah, they're calling this a skin tint. So Doll Skin Genius Serum Skin Tint. I've had it on for about 6 hours now, so I put it on. I think I finished my makeup and everything. It was about 2:30. It's coming up to about 8:20 in the evening now, and you can see how it is looking on my face. I haven't touched up, I haven't done anything at all. Just normal activities around the house, just doing stuff around the house. I haven't gone out anywhere. All I've done is cook and a little sort of shimmy whilst I'm cooking, you know, put the music on and do a little bit of dancing when I'm cooking, but that's it. I haven't really done anything extraordinary at all. I have got very oily skin, so I do need to put that in as a sort of a caveat. I have got very, very oily skin, so I would say that not everybody is going to have this kind of oily look at the end of their day wearing their skin tint. It's just me. I've just got very, very oily skin. I didn't put on a mattifying primer or anything like that. The only thing I did, which was sort of oil controlling, was a little bit of powder around my under eye concealer, which I put on and sort of here and along my nose. But you can see, oily girl here. This is what it looks like. But the main thing I really wanted to point out is just to see if the foundation had oxidized at all. So when I say oxidize, the oxygen gets to it, and combined with my oils, because I do have a lot of oil, the foundation or skin tint will get darker. I will say that it hasn't. So I'd say that's one good thing about this product. It hasn't oxidized on my skin, because you can clearly see I'm oily, but the shade hasn't changed. It's still that sort of more warm color on my skin, but it hasn't got more darker, hasn't got more orangey in undertone. So I say that's a good thing. So if that's something somebody would worry about the product oxidizing, it doesn't seem to, because I'm the perfect person to test out that theory. The other good thing I would say about it is that it still feels very lightweight. Even though my skin is now very shiny and very oily, it still feels lightweight. It still feels comfortable. It doesn't feel yucky and greasy, which I'm surprised at, because as you can see, I am very, very oily right now. But no, I'd say it still feels very, very comfortable. The foundation is still, I keep calling it a foundation. The skin tint serum is still intact after 6 hours, so it hasn't started to melt and fall apart on my face again, which is very good. The finish, if I was to take the oil off, I'm interested to see what it would look like once I take the oil off. So I'm going to use some blotting papers in a minute, but the coverage is still pretty good. Yeah, it literally hasn't fallen apart at all. Can you see that? I'm using my phone camera now, so I can't zoom in. For some reason, my camera, I did buy this as a refurbished camera off eBay. For some reason, it's not turning on. I don't know what's going on. So I managed to upload, well, transfer the filming from earlier onto my computer. I just hope I'm going to be able to do it later. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think I am going to have to buy a new camera. I was really trying not to, but I think I'm going to have to. But back to this. So I'm using my mobile phone right now. But what was I saying? So yeah, its foundation is still intact. Nothing has split. It's just very oily, but that's just me. It hasn't oxidized. It still feels very light. I'm going to put some blotting sheets on now just to see what comes off. I mean, I know a lot's going to come off, but I just want to see how bad it is. So let's do this. So let's do the forehead first, because the forehead doesn't look as bad as my cheeks and my nose. You wouldn't think so going by what you're seeing there. So yeah, that's a lot of oil, and there is some foundation transfer there somewhat. Let's carry on. Let's do the cheeks, upper cheek. That's normally where I'm the worst. So yeah, you can see lots of oil coming off there. Let's continue. I really am an oily mess. Honestly, you'd think at 56 years old, I would stop having this problem, wouldn't you? But nope, not at all. Still an oily mess. All right, and I'll do my chin as well. All right, okay, so what's that? 5 sheets I use there. That's enough. I could probably sort of finish up, do some little bits around here. Okay, I think that's enough. You're getting the idea. So you can still see I have got some coverage. One of the things that it said in the sort of blurb about the foundation, the skin tint, is that it will give you medium to full coverage, and you can build it up to full coverage. I personally would have said light to medium coverage. I don't think it's full coverage at all. Maybe I mean, I only did sort of one layer on each side, so it was like a pump on each side. Maybe I could have gone in with another tint, another layer, and built it up a bit more. But yeah, I'm still going with the light to medium coverage. I wouldn't have wanted to put on another layer, because then I feel it may have started feeling a bit more uncomfortable. I don't know. I felt the amount I put on earlier was adequate enough to do what I needed to. So to cover up my unevenness on my skin. So for me, hyperpigmentation, particularly around here. And I used the concealer as well just to cover that up. I think it did a fairly good job. The question is now really for me is, do I want to keep this, or am I going to return it? I don't know. I don't mind how it looks now in the evening in this light. So we've got artificial light going on here. I don't mind how it looks now, especially now that I've blotted my face. Again, it didn't feel uncomfortable. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should I keep it or should I return it? Am I going to wear it again? I don't know. I do not know. It's not like it was hard to put on. I think it'd probably perform better if I use my sort of mattifying primers and use more setting powder at the end of the day. When I apply the makeup on in the morning. I think what I'm going to do is, tomorrow is a work day, so Monday, so I'm going to try this foundation then. So I'll do my full face as I'd normally do for a work day, but I will do the primer and everything, and then I will judge then if I'm going to keep it or return it. If I do decide to return it, I'll post a message on this page, on this video, in the comments, just to let you know, yeah, I decided to return it after doing my second test. But what are you thinking? What do you think about it? The collection now is still available on QVC, but it's at £90 now. So if you're, hopefully, if you did decide to buy it, you bought it when it was a TSV price, because £90, I wouldn't pay £90 for the whole collection. No way. I will do that. But I'm like this about it. I'm not shouting from the rooftops, but I'm not down in the dumps about it either. So yeah, I think I just need to do that normal workday test, and then that'll kind of make my mind up for me. Let me know if you agree. Yeah? All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.